Let me ask you something. Have you ever looked around and felt like everybody else's life was moving forward while yours was stuck? Have you ever scrolled through your feed and seen people getting married, launching businesses, buying houses, traveling the world, walking in purpose? And you're sitting there like, God, what about me? Did you forget me? Did I miss it? Why does it feel like I'm on pause while everybody else is on play? But let me drop something in your spirit right now. This season is not a pause. It's a process. It's not punishment. It's preparation. See, you're mistaking hiddenness for absence. You think the silence means abandonment. You think the delay means denial. But God's silence is not his absence. His delay is not his neglect. Listen to me. Sometimes God hides you to prepare you. Sometimes he holds you back to launch you further. Because preparation always happens in private. Ask the seed. It has to go underground before it ever breaks through the surface. Ask the caterpillar. It has to go into the dark, tight, constricted place of the cocoon before it can fly. Ask David, anointed king, but back to the field with the sheep. Ask Joseph, dreamed of ruling, but thrown into a pit, sold into slavery, locked in a prison. What looked like delay was development. What looked like rejection was redirection. What looked like God forgetting was God forming. And I came to declare this over your life. God is using this season to prepare you for what's next. You're not behind. You're not forgotten. You're not overlooked. You are right on schedule for what God has destined over your life. And if you can hold on, if you can survive the tension of this season, you're gonna see that what God was building in the dark is about to explode in the light. Get ready. This isn't over. This is preparation. Let's get real. Most of us, we grew up thinking that when we follow God, life should get easier. Nobody said it out loud, but somewhere deep inside, we believed it. That if I pray, God should answer. If I serve, God should bless. If I obey, doors should open. But then life starts throwing punches that don't make sense. The job doesn't come. The healing doesn't happen. The relationship falls apart. The opportunity closes. You tithe, but the bills are still stacking. You pray, but heaven feels silent. You fast, but the breakthrough looks further away. And you start asking questions nobody prepares you for. God, if you're so good, why does this feel so bad? God, if you're with me, why does it feel like you're hiding from me? Did I do something wrong? Did I mishear you? And here's the worst part. You look around, and it seems like everyone else is moving forward. People who don't even serve God are getting blessed. People who don't even pray are succeeding. You're watching people who cheated get promoted. People who lied get ahead. People who walked away from God thriving. And you're stuck in silence, in confusion, in waiting. And the enemy whispers, see, God's not faithful. See, it works for everyone but you. See, you're forgotten. But can I tell you something that'll mess with your expectation? God often disguises preparation as disappointment. It looks like a closed door, but it's really a construction site. It looks like a wilderness, but it's really a workshop. It looks like delay, but it's actually divine development. Look at Joseph. He had a dream from God that he would rule, that his family would bow down, that he was destined for greatness. But what's the first thing that happens? His brothers throw him in a pit. Then he's sold into slavery. then falsely accused, then locked in a prison he didn't deserve. It didn't look like progress. It looked like punishment. It looked like rejection. But every single step was the hand of God positioning him, molding him, preparing him. The pit taught him resilience. Potiphar's house taught him stewardship. The prison taught him patience, so that the palace wouldn't crush him. You want the promise, but are you ready for the process? You want the palace, but can you survive the pit? This is the reality nobody preaches about. This is the part of the journey we don't post on Instagram. When the vision God gave you feels like a lie. When the calling feels like a curse. When the dream feels dead. But the pain feels real. But this is where preparation lives. Not in comfort, not in applause, not in visibility. It lives in the wilderness, in the silence, in the unseen. And God is doing more in your waiting than you could ever imagine in your rushing. If you knew what was on the other side, you wouldn't curse the process. You'd thank Him for it. Let's confront the real fight. Because the real fight is not around you, it's inside you. The greatest battle is not with the job you lost, not with the person who left, not with the opportunity that slipped away. The greatest battle is between what God said and what I see, between the promise and the process, between the vision and the void. Let me ask you this. What do you do when what God declared over your life looks nothing like what's in front of you right now? When the marriage He told you to pray for feels more broken than ever? When the business He told you to build keeps bleeding money? When the ministry He called you to start feels like it's stuck in cement? What do you do when your faith and your facts are fighting? This is the tension nobody trains us for. Because you can be anointed and still be attacked. You can be called and still feel crushed. You can be destined and still feel delayed. David was anointed king and went right back to the sheep. Joseph was promised royalty and went straight into slavery. Jesus was declared the Son of God, and the Spirit led Him into the wilderness, not away from it, into it. Because the wilderness is not a mistake. It's the testing ground of trust. And here's the tension. God doesn't just test your faith in what you believe about Him. He tests your faith in what you believe about you. Because in the process, the enemy comes to whisper, "You're not really chosen. You're not really called. If you were favored, it wouldn't look like this." And that lie starts eating away at your identity. You start questioning, am I really who God says I am? Did He really call me? Is the vision even real? That's the real war. Because if the enemy can't take the promise, he'll try to take the person who carries it. If he can't kill your destiny, he'll try to convince you to walk away from it yourself. This is why the wilderness feels so violent to your soul. Because it's not just the absence of progress, it's the assault on your identity. It's when heaven is silent, but hell won't shut up. It's when you pray, but hear no answer. Fast, but see no movement. Obey, but feel no reward. And the voice gets louder. Quit. Walk away. It's never gonna happen. You missed it. You're not enough. But lean in, because here's the truth the enemy doesn't want you to realize. The silence is not God ignoring you. It's God inspecting you. He's testing. Can you trust what I said when nothing you see agrees with it? Can you hold on to my word When the world around you looks the opposite, can you believe without the benefit of evidence? Because real faith is not faith that believes when it sees. Real faith is what holds on when everything screams, "Let go." And this is where most people lose the fight. Not because they weren't anointed, not because they weren't called, not because they didn't hear from God, but because they couldn't survive the silence of preparation, the tension between prophecy and manifestation. The middle is murder on your faith, but it's necessary for your future. Don't despise the tension. Don't run from the middle, because what God is doing in you is preparing you for what He's about to release through you. The wilderness is not the end, it's the womb. The tension is not to kill you, it's to transform you. And the fight you're in is proof that the promise is still alive. We need to stop here, because if we're gonna survive this season, if we're gonna navigate the in-between without losing our mind, our identity, and our faith, we need more than encouragement. We need foundation. Let's go to Isaiah 43, 18 to 19. Forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I'm making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland. Let's break this down. Forget the former things. Why? Because sometimes the greatest threat to your future is your memory of the past. You keep replaying what didn't work, who walked away, what you lost, the doors that closed, the dreams that died. And God is saying, that was then, this is now. I'm doing something new. Do not dwell on the past. That means don't set up camp in what used to be. Don't build your identity around your last failure. Don't let your last chapter define your next one. Now look at this. See, I am doing a new thing. Not I will, not I might, not I'm thinking about it. I am. Present tense, active. Now. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? That's the wild part. It's happening, even if you can't see it. God is not asking you to feel it. He's asking you to perceive it, to sense it in your spirit, to believe it before it breaks the surface. Let's pause here. Some of you, you've been praying, God, show me what you're doing. But He's been whispering, trust me, when I don't. Because He doesn't build with bricks we can see, He builds with faith. Now read this part again. I am making a way in the wilderness. Not removing the wilderness, making a way in it. You keep asking God to take you out, but He's building a path through. Because it's in the wilderness that you learn to walk by faith. And then streams in the wasteland. He's not just navigating you through a dry place, He's about to bring life to it. Living water in dead places. Purpose in the pain, revival in the ruin. Let me say it like this. God is not afraid of your wilderness. He's already mapped it out. He's not confused by your dry season. He's the source in the drought. He's not shaken by the silence. He speaks clearest in the stillness. This is the foundation of your faith in the middle. That God is moving even when I can't measure it. That God is preparing even when I don't perceive it. That God is making a way even when all I see is wilderness. If Isaiah 43:19 is true, and it is, then the wilderness is not where the promise dies. It's where it's born. So you may be in a season where nothing looks alive, but the seed God planted is still working under the soil. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not springing up. It's happening. He's working. The new thing is already in motion. Hold on, He's making a way. Lean in, because this right here is where everything shifts. Here's the revelation that will change the way you see this entire season. God is not just preparing the promise for you. He's preparing you for the promise. If He gave it to you now, you wouldn't be able to carry it. It's not that He doesn't want to bless you. It's that He refuses to give you something that would crush you because your character wasn't ready for the weight of your calling. Some of you are praying for Goliath-sized victories, but you're skipping the lion and the bear. And God is saying, I can't put you in front of Goliath until you've learned to trust me in the private battles nobody sees. You want the platform, but do you have the integrity to survive it? You want the influence, but do you have the humility to steward it? You want the relationship, but do you have the emotional maturity to sustain it? You want the breakthrough, but do you have the discipline to handle what comes with it? Listen to me. The blessing you're praying for requires a version of you that doesn't exist yet. That's why the process feels so painful, because God is not just building what's for you, He's building what's in you. Look at Joseph. If God put 17-year-old Joseph in the palace would have destroyed him. His ego wasn't ready. His pride wasn't broken. His patience wasn't developed. His discernment wasn't mature. But after the pit, after Potiphar's house, after the prison, Joseph was no longer a boy with a dream. He was a man who could handle a nation. The palace didn't change him. The process did. Same with David, anointed king at 15, but it wasn't until years later that he sat on the throne. Why? Because the crown is heavy, and it would have crushed the version of David who was still just a shepherd boy with giant-slaying faith, but no leadership maturity. Some of you, the reason God hasn't opened the door yet is because the version of you who started the prayer can't survive the answer yet. It's not punishment, it's protection. It's not rejection. It's refinement. The fire isn't meant to burn you, it's meant to refine you. The wilderness isn't where dreams die, it's where warriors are made. The waiting isn't wasted, it's where God forges endurance, strength, faith, and resilience. Hear me, the next level of your life requires a deeper level of you, and God loves you too much to skip the development just to rush the delivery. You've been praying, God, take me there. But He's answering, I'm working on making sure you're ready when I do. This is not delay, this is divine development. The silence is where God speaks the loudest about your identity. The hidden place is where God builds what the public place will require. Let me say it plain. If you don't become it in the dark, you will break under the pressure of the light. If you don't develop it in the quiet, you will collapse under the noise. If you don't allow God to strengthen your roots, you'll topple when the wind of pressure, influence, criticism, and expectation starts blowing. Roots before fruit. Foundation before elevation. Because skyscraper blessings require underground preparation. And the deeper the foundation, the taller the building. So if the digging has been deep, it's only because the destiny is higher than you imagined. God is stretching you now to sustain you then. What feels like delay is actually mercy. What feels like frustration is actually formation. What feels like being held back is actually being launched forward. You are not stuck. You are being shaped. You are not forgotten. You are being formed. You are not rejected. You're being refined. This season is sacred because God is using this season to prepare you for what He has prepared for you, okay? Now that you know the process isn't punishment, it's preparation. The real question becomes, how do I survive this? How do I not lose my mind, my faith, my identity in the middle of this? Because let's be honest, it's hard. It's hard when heaven is silent. It's hard when the wilderness feels like it has no expiration date. It's hard when you know the promise, but you don't see the progress. So here's how you walk this out. Let me give you 5 keys. 1. Stay planted in the presence of God. Do not disconnect. This is the first thing the enemy wants you to do. The temptation in the waiting is to drift, to pull away, to stop praying, to stop worshiping, to stop showing up. But listen, isolation will assassinate your hope. This is the time to double down, to lean in, even when you don't feel it, even when it feels like your prayers are hitting a brick wall. Because God is not measuring your faithfulness by how you feel. He's measuring it by whether or not you stay planted. The breakthrough isn't always in the answer. Sometimes it's in the consistency. 2. Feed your faith. Starve your fear. What are you feeding right now? Because what you feed grows, and what you starve dies. If you spend this season feeding comparison, scrolling, watching everybody else's life move forward, you'll grow bitterness, you'll grow resentment, you'll grow insecurity. But if you feed your faith with the word, with worship, with declarations, with truth, you'll grow resilience, you'll grow vision, you'll grow endurance. Check your diet, check your inputs, because what goes in shapes what comes out. 3. Obey in the small things. Everybody wants the big breakthrough, but can you obey in the boring stuff? God tests your capacity in the mundane. David didn't become a king on the battlefield. He became a king in the sheep field. Can you serve when nobody sees? Can you be faithful when there's no applause? Can you show up when it feels pointless? Faithfulness in obscurity leads to fruitfulness in visibility. Don't despise the small. The small is sacred. 4. Surround yourself with the right voices. You cannot survive the process if you are surrounded by people feeding your frustration. Check your circle. Are they speaking life into you? Are they reminding you of the promise? Are they holding you accountable to the vision? Or are they co-signing your doubt? Fueling your frustration? Validating your victimhood? You cannot afford the wrong voices in this season. Get around faith-filled, promise-believing, process-respecting people who won't let you quit in the cocoon. 5. Remember, delay is not denial. Just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it's not happening. The enemy will tell you the delay means God said no. That's a lie. The delay means God is still working on you, in you, around you. The door isn't closed forever. The opportunity isn't gone. The vision isn't dead. It's in process. And the same God who spoke it is faithful to finish it. If you can hold on to these 5, presence, faith, obedience, community, perspective, then not only will you survive this season, you will come out of it stronger, wiser, deeper, and more prepared than you ever imagined. This is how you cooperate with the preparation. This is how you partner with God in the process, because the promise is still alive, and the process is proof that God hasn't changed his mind about you. I declare this over your life right now. This is not the end of your story. You are not stuck. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are not abandoned. You are in preparation. And preparation always looks like isolation, Before, it looks like elevation. I speak this over you. What felt like a closed door is actually God's construction zone. He's not denying you, He's developing you. Every delay is divine. Every detour is direction. Every no is a not yet. Listen, the waiting is not wasted. The wilderness is not a tomb, it's a womb. God is birthing something in you. Strength you didn't know you had. Faith you didn't think you could carry. Resilience you didn't believe was possible. Wisdom that only comes from the dark places. I declare the breaking is becoming building. The crushing is producing oil. The pruning is producing fruit. You will not die in this place. I cancel every lie of the enemy that told you you're too late. You missed it. It's over. You're not enough. You're forgotten. Lies. All of it. God has not changed His mind about you. The calling is still active. The purpose is still alive. The destiny is still valid. He who began a good work in you will be faithful to complete it. I prophesy this: your roots are growing deeper than your eyes can see. And when the season shifts, when the rain comes, when the time is right, you will sprout, you will rise, you will bear fruit, and everyone will see what God was doing in the dark. I declare, this next season is a season of sudden alignment, divine connections, accelerated growth, doors that no man can shut. The weight you carried in private is about to be met with a glory released in public. Get ready. The waiting room is about to become the delivery room. What's been forming is about to be born. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not forgotten. You are prepared. You are positioned. You are purposed. And no devil in hell, no delay on earth, no doubt in your mind can stop what God has spoken over your life. In the name of Jesus, it is so. I want you to picture something: a bamboo tree. You know how bamboo grows? When you plant a bamboo seed, you water it, you nurture it, you care for it, and for the first year, nothing happens. Second year, nothing. Third year, still nothing. Fourth year, silence. Fifth year, guess what? Nothing. It feels like a waste. It feels like a failure. It feels like the seed is dead. But in the sixth year, in a matter of just 6 weeks, that bamboo shoots up over 90 feet tall. Not because it suddenly started growing, but because for 5 years, it was growing underground. It was building a root system strong enough to sustain the height it was destined to reach. Because if the roots aren't deep, the height becomes dangerous. Let that sink in. If the roots aren't deep, the blessing becomes a burden. If the foundation isn't strong, the elevation becomes collapse. So for years, it looked like nothing. But underground, everything was happening. The same thing is happening in your life. It looks like nothing is moving. It looks like God forgot. It looks like the prayers aren't working. But the roots are growing. The foundation is being fortified. Your faith is being strengthened. Your character is being refined. Your endurance is being built. And when the time is right, when the season shifts, suddenly it's gonna break the surface. It's gonna shoot up higher than you ever dreamed. It's gonna unfold faster than you imagined. And people are gonna say, "Where did that come from? How did that happen so fast?" And you'll smile, because you'll know it didn't happen fast. It happened deep, and God was working the whole time. You weren't being buried. You were being planted. And the harvest is coming. And listen, if this word has stirred something in your spirit, if this message is speaking right to where you are, I want to ask you, don't just receive it, spread it. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notifications, and share this with someone you know, someone who's stuck in the waiting, someone who's questioning the process, someone who needs to be reminded that God is not finished with them. Because what God is doing in you, He wants to multiply through you. Let's not keep this breakthrough to ourselves. Now lean in, because this last moment right here is for you. This is your moment. This is not just another message. This is not just another video. This is your wake-up call, your confirmation, your reminder from heaven, your prophetic announcement. God has not forgotten you. God has not abandoned you. God has not changed His mind about you. You are not stuck. You are not disqualified. You are not broken beyond repair. You are being prepared. And the fight you've been feeling, the tension you've been wrestling, the silence you've been sitting in is not the sound of abandonment. It's the sound of alignment. It's not the sound of rejection. It's the sound of construction. God is building something in you, something stronger, something deeper, something unshakable. Now, it's decision time, because you can't go through this season casual. You can't survive this process passive. You've got to make a decision. I'm not quitting. I'm not backing down. I'm not walking away. I'm holding on. I want you to declare this right where you are. Say it out loud. Say it till it shakes the walls. Repeat after me. God, I trust your process. I trust that what you are doing in me is preparing me for what you have prepared for me. I will not despise the waiting. I will not quit in the wilderness. I will not doubt in the silence. I believe that you are faithful to finish what you started. So do whatever you need to do inside of me to get me ready for where you're taking me. In Jesus' name, amen. Breathe that in. That's your declaration. That's your alignment. That's your faith activated. Now listen, don't you dare quit in the middle. Don't you dare let the enemy convince you it's over. You are planted. You are prepared. You are positioned. The new thing is coming. The door is opening. The rain is coming. The roots are ready. And the breakthrough is already on the way. This is your season of preparation. And soon, it'll be your season of manifestation. In the mighty name of Jesus, it is done.